Hey everybody, what's up? Old School NYC Gamer back once again here with another video, and today for all you guys and gals out there, I'm going to be showing you some of the stuff I have here for the Atari Lynx. Now, this is one of the few handhelds I have in my collection that I never really talk about, but today I am. So I'm going to show you, like I said before, some of the loose and box games that I have. So let's get right into it here, people. Now, first off, this is of course the packaging game that came with the Atari Lynx, and I have quite a bit of history of it with this game itself. It's one of my favorite games, and that is California Games. Now, for me, of course, the surfing bit was definitely one of those games, you could not, put down. It was that, and I believe the BMX race, which is two of my favorite events in California Games. And next off here, people, this is Chip's Challenge, and an Atari classic in the arcades, and that is Clax. Definitely a really good playable game for the Lynx. And next off here, people, this is Super Squeak, and if you can see right there, it's spelled S-K-W-E-E-K. Never really played that much of it, but one of these days I'll definitely do a gameplay of it on this puppy right here. And next off, people, we have Steel Talons. And last off of the loose games that I have here is Zybots. This is definitely one of those games for the Atari that you have to get your hands on, either for the Atari Lynx, or if you see this in the arcade, or even on MAME, give it a shot. It's definitely a good game. Now, next off here, people, this is some of the box games that I got, and I'll give you a story about that. This is a, when I got the Lynx itself, I believe about a year and a half, I want to say actually just before I started YouTube, a little over 2 years ago, I got this and pretty much all the games boxed for a total of a whopping, I believe, $50. Now, I know it's definitely a good deal, and even now for a lot of these games being boxed and factory sealed, it's a pretty good deal if you ask me. So let's start off here, people. First off, this is Battle Wheels, and like I said, I don't know too much about this game, but looking at the screenshots, kind of looks like Road Blasters kind of a thing here, as you can see. And next off, people, we have Basketball, which I guess is their answer to Arch Rivals, as you can see right there. Next up, everybody, is one of my favorite games, and I actually had a chance to play this a little bit before, I actually got the sealed copy, and that is Dirty Larry Renegade Cop. As you can see right there. And in another Atari classic in the arcades that was ported over to the Atari Lynx, and that is Hydra. You see, it's actually pretty good graphics right there, surprisingly for the Lynx, as you can see there with the screenshots. Next up here is Ishido, The Way of Stones. I don't know really too much about this game itself. Looks kind of like a Mahjong-ish. I don't know, to be quite honest with you. Kind of Tetris-ish, columns, I don't know. And next up, people, we have a fun game here. If you could, get your hands on it. Not a bad game, but something is kind of kitschy, and that is Kung Food. Yes, Kung Food, not Kung Fu. You can see right there some of the screenshots of that one. As I throw it over to the side. Next up here, people, this is one of the few games I actually did open up, because I have quite a bit of history of it. It's one of my favorite games in the arcade, and that is from Atari, Paperboy. And yes, people, definitely, not a bad port for the Atari Lynx. So you can see right there, kind of the screenshots are a little dark, but, I played it. Definitely a good game. And, of course, going from some of the best to some of the crappiest. Oh, wow. How could I best describe this game, and besides it being crap? The idea was good, and of course, they wanted to try to go after the Double Dragon meets Mortal Kombat franchise, And, you know, like I said, I played the hell out of this in the arcade. It was definitely one of those rage quit games. And half the time I wanted to stick my foot in the freaking arcade machine because I hated this game so much, but always went back for more. And that is Pit Fighter. Now, I got to play this on an emulator, and it's really, you know, pretty much like the arcade game, only smaller and crappier. And next up, people, we have Power Factor. It's kind of a side-scrolling shooter. And another Atari classic imported over from the arcade, and that is Rampart. As you can see right there. And of course we have one game here which I probably will never open, and don't see any reason, you know, I'm not into a lot of these puzzle games. I mean, the artwork looks kind of cool and that's about it to me, but hey, to each his or her own. That is Shanghai. As you can see right there. And the last games I have here, remember I said I had them loose, I also have them boxed too. This is the box copy of Steel Talons, as you can see right there. Kind of like a, you know, first person view of you in the helicopter. Next off here we have Switchblade 2, which I never really heard about this game that much, everybody. Like I said, don't know too much about the game itself. Next up is Tournament Cyberball. And I know I had played this in the arcade. So it's kind of pretty much the same premise, except only on the Lynx. Next off here, people, we have Turbo Sub. So you can see if it'll freaking focus. And yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that, but yeah, that's you know, you figure, like I said, it's a first person view, especially when you're in the submarine. As you can see right there. And last but not least, people, this is the box copy I have of Zybots. So if you're now wondering what the screenshots are for Zybots, it's pretty much, you know, kind of like a Doom version of Doom, except, you know, you're the person right here. You're actually walking around shooting, doing your thing. And yeah, this is definitely one of those classics from the Atari that you gotta check out if you can get your hands on it. And that's about it, people. So I hope you guys and gals out there enjoyed my little Atari Lynx collection. I will down the line definitely be doing some gameplays of some of these games. Quite a few that are really underrated. Very good to check out, especially if you're collecting for the Lynx. And also one of these days I definitely will do an overview of this, give you more of the specs. The history of the Lynx is definitely one of the most underrated handhelds in gaming today, or in retro gaming in general. And that's about it, people. So definitely check me out on Facebook and Twitter. As always, that's about it. Have a great night, everybody, and take care. Cheers.